If you want to make clothes that feel luxurious and intentional, there's no better place to look for inspiration than vintage sewing patterns and vintage clothing. In this video, Haley and I are going to share 5 vintage details from sewing patterns of the 1960s. These are details you can incorporate into any modern project you're sewing, and we're going to give you some ideas on how to do that. We also have videos with details from the 1940s and the 1950s, so if you haven't seen those yet, check those out. We'll link them below as well. And be sure to stay to the end to see our favorite detail and how you can achieve it. All right, Haley, let's talk about the 1960s. What do you think makes the 1960s such a special era for fashion?
So I think that there's kind of two things at play. In our previous videos, we talked about how the style pendulum kind of swings. In the 1950s, we were seeing very dramatic silhouettes, very hourglass, lots of fabric. And in the 1960s, you see that swing to the opposite. The silhouettes tend to be a little bit more tailored, a little more straight. And so that is one element that's at play. There's also a little space race influence going on. So an exploration of things that are futuristic or modern, which also matches that sleek silhouette quite well.
Yeah, there's also some influence from the 1920s that you see in the 1960s with like drop waists and those more androgynous shapes.
Yes.
But just because the silhouettes are modern doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of really interesting, cool details.
True.
A lot, in fact. So we're going to explore some of those today. All right, so we're going to take a look at my vintage pattern collection here. So we've looked at the 40s, we've looked at the 50s, and today we're going to be looking at my patterns from the 60s. And we've pulled out a small selection of them. So we've got 5 patterns here, and we're going to check out some of those cool details that you can add to your projects from these. Okay, so the first pattern I have here is this Simplicity house coat slash, I guess you could use this as a regular coat as well. It still has a price tag on it of 10 cents. I must have got this at a garage sale or something. But I think the interesting detail that you could use in your projects from this is it takes a regular coat pattern, and there are 2 examples of a quilted version of it. And I think quilting is a really cool detail that you can incorporate in a variety of projects, but it works especially well for coats, robes like this, or you could do jackets, you could do cardigans, there's all kinds of stuff, even skirts, that I think you can incorporate quilting like this. This is a very basic diamond quilting pattern. Now you could use pre-quilted fabric, or you could quilt your own. So I really love this idea. I think the Denise coat, the Seamwork Denise coat would be amazing for this. There's a version here that's collarless, and I think that would work really, really well.
I love the way that quilting and having that additional layer of batting in a garment adds a little bit more structure, and it can really accentuate the silhouette that is already existing in whatever pattern you choose. So if you choose something that has a little bit fuller sweep, more A-line, it'll really accentuate that. If you choose something that's very like slim, it'll also accentuate that as well.
Yeah, and I think pre-quilted fabric makes it really, really easy to do.
Yeah, and at face value, using quilted fabric or quilting your fabric may not seem like super exciting, but I think that there's a lot of fun to be had with the type of quilting you do. You can create a pattern with your top stitching. You can use different weights of batting to create heavier or lighter weight effects. You can vary the quilting from, portion of the garment to portion if you wanted a really tightly quilted something in the sleeves, and then, a little bit looser in the body. You could also do that. So I think that there's like a lot of creativity to be had in this detail.
All right, the next vintage detail that I wanted to explore comes from this Simplicity pattern, which says simple to sew, so I guess it lives up to the name. It's a very simple dress, but then it has these really cool details added to it. So these are some surface details that I think you could use on a variety of projects. So it's got embroidery and applique designs on here. So I really like these applique designs, and I think that's something that would be really fun to incorporate, especially this kitty cat here.
So cute. Definitely need a kitty cat dress.
I don't know if I'd do the kitty cat, but I like the idea of the kitty cat. But we have a great article about modern applique. So if something like the kitty cat might be a little bit too, I don't know, youthful for you maybe, there are lots of really cool modern designs you can do with applique as well. So we'll link to the article we have on that below with some really good examples.
I think another really fun piece of inspiration that you can take from a pattern like this, if you are not, wanting to do applique and spend the extra time on that, although I would encourage you, it sounds like quite a bit of fun to me. You could also utilize a big, bold print for something like this. And sheath dresses like this one here are really ideal for really big, oversized prints. Here you can even see there's an example of a very linear, oversized pattern where it's really utilizing the length of the dress to show off that print. So we can also take a little inspiration from that as well.
Okay, this next one is so interesting, and I think this is something that you could add and it would really change the look of your garment and add a really special detail. So this is a shaped belt that's added onto a sheath dress. So it is sewn right into the side seams here, and it's wider at the side seams than it is at the front. So it kind of shapes under the bust, and then it looks like it has a self-covered buckle. I've done self-covered buckles before. You can find kits to make your own online. I found them at places like Etsy or on eBay. So if you want to do something like this, I think it really would add a really cool vintage touch to your garments. This particular belt, it looks like, can be fastened in the front, or you can turn it around to the back and fasten it in the back as well to just add a little bit of shape without having that belt in the front. So it kind of is a little bit of a twofer.
I think another way that you could incorporate this if you didn't have access to a kit for a self-covered belt buckle is you could adapt this same concept and use like a tie. You could shape your tie kind of more of a petal shaped tie. And that would be like a really easy thing that you could add on kind of as an afterthought to a garment, which I always like things like that where, I don't know about you, but I try my garments on as I'm sewing them, and sometimes you put it on and you're like, it's not quite right. So I love having these little like tricks that you can use to jazz up something that's feeling like it just needs something a little bit extra.
All right, the next pattern I want to share with some cool details is this McCall pattern from the 1960s. And this one has an inset waist piece. And the detail I like on this is that they've added buttons to it to make it look a little bit more like a belt around your waist. And I just think that's a really easy detail that you could add to anything that has an inset waist, or even, just a regular waist. You could add them next to your darts just to give it kind of a little bit of a, that cute 60s vibe.
And one other thing I'd like to call attention to that I think is just a really beautiful, subtle detail is that this garment has a squared off armhole. And this is something that would be quite easy to hack on pretty much any sleeveless garment. And I think it adds I love those design details that you do a little second take to take in everything, the things you don't maybe see at first glance. To me, that's what makes something feel really special and really thoughtful.
Yeah, and I think it's very subtle and very modern too. And finally, my favorite is this dress. This is a Vogue pattern, and it has a raglan sleeve, but there are actually these little slits in the sleeve. So there's a slit, and on each side of the slit, there are buttons. So I just think this is such an interesting, unusual detail that you don't normally see. And I feel like this is something you can incorporate on a variety of seams. It doesn't have to be a raglan seam. So I really like this. I think it's a really interesting, unusual sort of detail.
I really love that you can incorporate this on pretty much any part of a garment that you're willing to, show a little bit of skin. Some ideas could include a shoulder seam, especially if it's a forward set shoulder, and do a little collarbone peekaboo moment. You could also incorporate it at a center front or a center back seam at the neckline to give a little peekaboo keyhole. And you can either accentuate this with the buttons or not. In this example here, in the patterned print, they're using covered buttons, but it looks like there's little bejeweled buttons on the white sample. And I just think that that's a really great way to call additional attention to that little moment. But if your style is more sleek and modern, you could definitely just do with a little bar tack there to secure everything. And here I sewed a little step out of just how simple this technique can be to apply to pretty much anything. So just taking a look here at the wrong side, you can see how simple it is to construct. So what I did was I sewed a pretty standard seam. I started here at the top and then sewed to my stopping point and did a little extra back stitching, and then left my gap and then started again where I wanted that gap to end, back stitching and then completing my seam. Once I'd sewn the seam, I pressed it open and I top stitched to secure that seam allowance, just so it's not going to be peeking out through the right side of your garment. And it's really that simple. Like I was saying, you could add an additional bar tack at each side of the opening to secure. You could do a decorative bar tack as well, or you can add a little button. Here I have a vintage one that I pulled from our stash, which I think is quite a lovely match and would be stellar on this.
So one idea this inspires for me, I think I would take this idea of using either applique or maybe a fabric that already had a really bright print or interesting design and using it as a panel in the front. I think I would do this with the Seamwork Kemper top because it has that panel in front and then it has the peplum. I think that's a really good place to use kind of these bolder fabrics without overwhelming the garment. So if you wanted to do something that's pretty different from just doing a sheath dress, although I think that looks great too, that's another option. So you could think about tops that have paneling and other types of garments that have paneling and not just dresses. So that's the one I would do.
And for me, I'm feeling really inspired by this waist belt detail of this particular pattern. I think that I would use this on the Seamwork Kit member bonus. It is a kind of a sheath dress with oversized sleeves, and it has a very delicate waist tie. And I think swapping that for a more oversized waist tie, I think I would stick with the tie, like a little petal tie would be so cute and would really complement the shape of the sleeve as well.
All right, so what are your ideas for using some of these details and how would you use them? Which patterns would you use them on? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear your ideas too. And if you want to try these patterns that we mentioned and get access to over 200 other sewing patterns, you can join us at Seamwork, and our YouTube followers get a 50% off discount on an annual membership to Seamwork. So we'll put a link to that discount down below as well. All right, hope to see you over at Seamwork.